This is probably my favorite spec I've seen in the Platinum so far. And believe it or not, it's actually optioned to tow. But how much payload does it have? Be sure to stay to the end to find out. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. This truck is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Diego. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see what is optional and standard on this build. At the very top is the description. Star white is the color and then black interior. And then here's a short listing for the standard equipment. Down below, you guys will see the 702A equipment group for $6,540. Star White is a tri-coat for $995. 355 locker out back, which gives this truck max tow. And Blue Cruise has the tow mirrors. FX4 gives you the skid plates. Max reclined seats. Lastly, tough bed. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $87,805. And here is the fuel economy numbers. I know a lot of people are saying that the blackout's getting old. I hear you, but I think it's getting better. Like when you get white or really any other color other than black, it's just a tasteful look. Chrome stuck around for decades, like over 50 years, right? And this just got here, so blackout's here to stay for a while. I like it on other colors. I'm not a huge fan of the black on black, but for sure, Star White on this F150 with the refresh is perfect. Now you still have the dual projector beam headlights. All the lighting on the front's LED, reflective style fog lights, parking sensors on the front, recovery loops right there. Now notice how they give you the gloss black on the grille and on this trim piece down below. Normally that would be like a chrome trim piece, like if you didn't get this black out here. And then forward facing camera, I love the white lettering on the Ford badges, guys. They look great. Now let's check out the suspension on this side. I have it cocked a little bit. So you guys can see you have upper and lower control arms finished in steel. It's going to be a double wishbone setup. And you can't really see it. We might be able to see it right there, just kind of peeking out a little bit. This has a aluminum steer knuckle, which is pretty interesting too. I like that they do that. Now as far as your wheel and tire setup go, you guys will see these are 20-inch wheels. Great design. They are wrapped in a Hankook Dyna Pro AT2 tire, and then here is the size: 275, 60, 20, 2,679 pounds of capacity per tire at 51 psi. Fabric material inside the wheel well liner there. And here's just another look at the suspension on this side. You guys can see the sway bar, the length right there. And then here's some of the badging right here. This has like a goldish treatment to it, almost like a bronze color. And even on the hood right there, they do black all this out. This will always be chrome on that 703 package. Ford half-tons are the only trucks I like with tow mirrors. I don't like Rams with them. I don't like GM trucks with them. Ford has the best look for them. Now I'm not sure if you guys can see it from here, but when you get to powder pull running boards, they normally have a chrome accent right here, but they do black that out. You have this button that drops down the running boards, painted door handles, and when you step here, allows you to kind of pull things out of the bed, and you can push it again to put them back up. 36-gallon fuel tank, and because this truck has the FX4 package, you don't have the continuously controlled dampening shocks. Now with the leaf pack here, you guys can see you have two leaves, but that bottom leaf there is going to be a helper spring, E-coated frame, no wheel well liner by the way, on a nearly $90,000 truck too. But you have the skid plates in the 36-gallon fuel tank, which is nice. Restyled tail lights out back, painted lower bumpers, parking sensors, class 4 receiving hitch. Now they're still using incandescent bulbs here, but that's the easy upgrade if you go to the Super Duties, because they have them and they probably fit plug and play. Down below you guys can see the rear axle, the locker, and then you have donut style spare tire. And as far as the tailgate goes, I was hoping I would see a truck come in with this new tailgate that they have out, but I have not seen a truck quite yet. But yeah, you guys have the workstation, you have this step that pops out here. And then you have this for the clamps. I never really show that to you. Spray and bed liner, 2,000 watts of power. You can turn on the bed lights inside the bed. You have the tie downs on all four corners, a little bit of storage right there. And you have a power liftgate. They don't give you the sonar and backup camera for the tailgate on the half tons, but that's something that the HDs, or Super Duties, have, I should say. Let's go ahead and check out what's under the hood. Before I show you guys the powertrain, I want to show you guys the exhaust tip. Because of this package, it is black, so I want to show it really quickly. Now, this truck has the standard 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 known as the EcoBoost. 400 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. Ford's been doing this for a long time. A lot of people will say to you that twin turbo engines aren't going to last long versus naturally aspirated engines, but you know, hey, I feel as though that's kind of true, but they do overbuild these engines. Now, aluminum heads, aluminum bottom end, I'm not a huge fan of that, but at the end of the day, from what I've seen online, guys have been able to get hundreds of thousands of miles out of these engines. Port and direct injection, which is perfect. So if you use fuel injector cleaner, it sprays on both sides, intake and exhaust valves. Also, 10.5 to 1 compression and 10-speed transmission. So this is a really good setup, and like I've said, I haven't seen many of the Platinums coming with the standard engine. They always typically have the hybrid. The hybrid is nice, but you do lose payload with that setup. They do raise the GVWR, but I feel as though most of those trucks always have less than what this truck has. You guys know I like that frosted truffle interior for 2024. I'm not a fan of black interior, but I like this one better. Only because blue's my favorite color, and they have blue piping and stitching. But it doesn't stop there. Right here, they have this suede material finished in blue. Right there, and on the center console. That is a nice accent. And even on the seat, stitching is blue. And right there, that is a really good attention to detail. Good job, Ford. Now, this trim piece here has like a titanium look to it. And you see that kind of all around the interior. But you do have power tow mode for the mirrors for your trailer. Makes it easy on both sides. You can power fold them. Automatic up and down for the front. And then you have to hold it up and down for the rears. 3 seat memories right there. Power steering column, power pedals. And this truck's going to have the contour seats, I believe. We'll find out here in a second. I can't remember off the top of my head. Now, I would like to see, just me being picky, because this has a blackout, I would like for them to take this trim piece and match it with this one. That is a nice trim piece. It's like a satin versus a bright chrome. And I think on the Raptors, they have that satin finish right there as opposed to that bright chrome. But I'm just picky, guys. I'm just picky. I'm sorry. But apart from that, here's your grab handle. 14 speaker B&O. And then here's that sensor for that Blue Cruise. We have more of that titanium right there. And you know, it's kind of plain, but it works. It really does. Push button start, as you would expect on a $90,000 truck. But this truck has the heads-up display. And remind me in the comment section, they didn't have this for 2023. I don't recall seeing it on those trucks. I think they might have introduced that for the 2023 Super Duties. But you still have the same size screens here. Now they did add something I want to show you here. So if you go to the gauges, you now have measurement. So it shows you the temperatures for engine, coolant, transmission, and engine oil. Really nice. Chevy half tons do not do this. Ram's been doing it for a long time. But it's easy to use this screen. It's pretty customizable. You can change the gauges, the orientation of them up the top there. Really quickly, let me go ahead and show you. Let's just see if they have a boost gauge. I'm sure they do. I think I get it all mixed up on all these trucks, right? If you go to settings and if you go to configure gauges, you can swap them. So you can swap them around like that, okay? And first selectable gauge, you can put in the turbo boost. If you're not used to driving turbocharged engines, I recommend you put that gauge up there because that will help you with fuel economy. Because if you want to keep the boost low, because if you go, you know, well, actually you have to be in drive, but if you do wide open throttle and you see that gauge going up, that means you're burning your fuel. But split screen on this side, not sure why the screen went away, but it did. You do have your cameras at the very top, auto stop start. This helps with parking, caution lights, and then you have your traction control, then downhill assist, and that comes part of that FX4 package. But yeah, you have the 360 camera view. Does it have a bed view camera? Let's find out. It does have a bed view camera, so if you need to check on your cargo, you can do that. Some people actually do tow trailers with these trucks too, but this is how you turn on the locker. You have 4 automatic, 4 low, 4 high, 2-wheel drive, heated ventilated seats, dual climate control, heated steering wheel. You can drop this down, and then you have a workstation right here. But yeah, that trim piece right here is really nice. On the King Ranch, it's like a bright chrome, so they do actually accent that a little differently on this truck. Here is your wireless charger. You have 2 USBs, Type C, Type A. But yeah, this interior is really nice. Home links right there. Sunglass holder. You have your LED lighting, and then you have the big old twin panel moonroof. They've been doing that for a long time. Now let's go ahead and check and see if this truck has the contour seats. I'm sure it does. Yep, it does. So you do have 3 levels for your lumbar. So you have top, middle, bottom, and then for your massage you have 5 different settings for that with 3 intensities. If you go back, you guys can see, if you go to features, your Pro Power onboard's right here, and boom, you also have it right here. Wait, we have low fuel, so it won't let us do that. On the passenger side, you can see that blue piping and stitching right there. And here's the dash too. All this is like a soft touch. This is hard plastic, but it's not bad. Some of your power plugs on this side. And then out back, they have this storage that's collapsible. Nothing new there. More of that blue accent in the rear. I really like this truck, guys. If I needed a half ton, this is probably the one I would get right now. This is really nice. Really nice truck. And then 12 volt right here. Outboard heated seats. You have 2 power plugs. Actually, you have 1 here, and this is the second one. But you have the Type C USBs, air vents, armrest for cup holders. Let's now go ahead and check out that payload. The gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 3,750 pounds. The rear is 4,150. They do upgrade that with that max tow. 7,100 pound gross vehicle weight rating. That might actually be higher too now that I think about it. And then axle code L5, and these are 20 by 8.5 wide wheels. Payloads 1,442 pounds. So for a high trim like this, the only thing that's really missing is the 22-inch wheels. Like, that would probably be the only thing that would affect the payload. But this truck has just about every option you could actually get. So spray and bed liners there. I mean, these power deployable running boards come standard, but it's pretty decked out. Big sunroof. And 1,442 pounds of payload is pretty good. But I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out again to Larry H. Miller Super Ford. Be sure to check out the inventory. They have more trucks coming in, and I will see you guys soon.